everybody else, but I was out drinking a little bit last night, and I'm going to be honest, I'm tired. But I was actually, before I was going to bed, I was crunching some numbers. I'm ready to win some big money this week. JB, how we doing?
Not good.
No?
I'm going to throw a little Bailey's in my coffee, and I'm going to get right, but...
Oh, good Lord.
Holy
shit. It's that kind of morning.
I'm feeling some type of way.
Yeah? You were you had a late night last night?
Yeah, we went to some like charity masquerade fucking event, whatever. Open bar, food and shit. Good time, great time. But
I bet you look good at a masquerade party.
I look fantastic. I think I got a picture that I can post on Twitter later. Fucking not fully doxxed, so yeah. Good time.
You don't consider yourself fully doxxed?
Not really. I don't like post my face outside of like, group chats with like homies I'm close with, I think. I mean, it's definitely out there. Like people have fucking posted videos of me and shit. I just like if some dickhead wanted to like do something malicious, I'm just not trying to make it easy on him.
Yeah, make it difficult for me,
Exactly.
Cody, how we doing this morning?
Shut up.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. It's gonna be one of those days.
Okay. Mike, how we doing?
I'm good, man. I actually laid low last night. Chilled with a really nice young girl.
Pussy.
Now I'm.
Mike, we got to not use the. I was with the young girl last night.
I mean, she was young. I mean, she was legal, but fuck. Hold on, I'm about to get some coffee and shit. So fucking.
There we go. All right. Mike, I also saw you got a tattoo yesterday. Did you get my name tattooed on you, or what were you getting? Oh, he just goes ghost on me there. All right. How we feeling, guys? Are we ready for some football? Butt Fumble.
I'm ready. This is all I do. All Butt Fumble Sports does is talk sports. So I've been waiting all week to give out these picks. We've been doing well in our picks week to week. We're over 75% on average. Obviously, that probably gives us the broadcaster's curse for the week. But that said, been trying to share my picks with you yesterday and today through our group chat by the water cooler. And obviously looking to hand out a lot of winners today to the rest of you.
There we go.
Picks in the water cooler, so I don't have to do any research.
I got boned yesterday, so I need to make up for this. I've been getting boned. The last week and a half has been a cold streak for me. I need to get right, so I need some good numbers today. I need some good calls today because, last week and a half, if it continues going this way, I'm going to end up homeless. So if Jared Goff and the Lions don't perform today, I'm homeless. That's the reality of it. So, Ron, I believe we have a live weather report in Detroit today. Ron, what's our weather report? And I know the Lions do play indoor, but let's just get a weather report.
It's nice here in Detroit, man. We've been seeing mid-60s over the weekend. It's been a good Halloween weekend. People are out already, just ripping beers. It's good to see. I'm liking the Lions today.
There we go.
Weather report, beers. Got it. Perfect.
You gotta love it. That's the difference over at Paper Handicappers. That's what we do. So, Butt Fumble, before we start getting into the whole slate and everything, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna make an espresso shot real quick. So I need you to chat for about a minute, just giving me your overall thoughts on the slate and just some of your just. Off the top, give me your overall thoughts on the slate. Anything you're liking?
First, Mark, how do you make your espresso? Do you have like a fancy ass machine or what?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course he does. There's no way Mark is doing this on the cheap. Of course he's going to be doing it right for his espresso shot. As for thoughts on early games, first thing I noticed, first of all, man, Russell Wilson really does suck. We're seeing that in the London game. He couldn't go a quarter without throwing a pick. So I love where my week has started between the Thursday game and this London Sunday morning game. A couple of interesting things for me. I'm looking at a lot of unders this week. I just feel like a lot of teams are in a situation where they're not impressing on offense like we thought they would. I think a lot of teams are going to focus on the run game. So I've got a lot of unders today. Funny enough, one of the few overs I have is the Texans-Titans game. I like Malik Willis to have a decent game in his NFL debut. But I put up a lot of player prop bets today. I'm really liking a lot of player props. So shout out to Bet3 or Cody or whatever he's going as today. But I definitely think that this is a great day for a number of player props.
What props do you like the best so I can hammer them real quick before I get completely distracted by this?
Well, fortunately, we keep track of all of our player props in a rundown that we do. So if you can get it, a couple of defensive player props I love right now. Micah Parsons over half a sack. Love that today against the Bears and Justin Fields. Another one I really like, Quinnen Williams over half a sack against the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be without their starting center, Dave Andrews, and Williams has had a monster year so far. I love that play. As for offensive ones, Matt Stafford over half an interception. It's going to be one of my two best bets of the day. Kenny Pickett, I actually like him throwing 2 interceptions today against the Eagles. I can get that at plus 175 on Bovada, over 1.5 interceptions. Devontae Smith over 55.5 receiving yards. Really like that one against the Steelers secondary that's pretty weak. And 2 in the same game, Zach Wilson throws over half an interception. Mac Jones throws over half an interception. So I like that Jets-Patriots game, definitely on the under, but just a lot of turnovers by both offenses.
There we go.
Sounds like it's just going to be a shit day for offenses, I feel like.
I mean,
I'm kind of hyping it that way.
We've got Sam Ehlinger and Malik Willis starting today. It's going to be a little rough on the slate. Both those guys. Now, I don't think the other quarterbacks are incredible, Matt Ryan and Ryan Tannehill, but it is interesting when you got 2 guys who have no NFL experience about to go out there and probably get the shit wrecked. But with that, from a DFS standpoint, you kind of have to play each of them a little bit today because they're so damn cheap. So it's going to be an interesting slate, that's for sure. But
just to give everyone a heads up, I just went and checked how my bets went yesterday. I was an overtime goal away from going 6-0. So NFA, but everything I say today is probably going to hit.
Yeah, see, for me, it was a little bit of the opposite. I just got screwed. Like, just, oh my God. I bet really heavy on this Nebraska wide receiver who's nasty, and then his quarterback gets concussed like first drive, and so they bring in the backup who might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Chubba Purdy, Brock Purdy's brother. Also, what an awful name. I would literally burn my parents' house down if they named me Chubba Purdy. But yeah, he is dog shit. So it was tough to watch. It was really tough to watch.
How many times do we have to
Classic
tell you?
Mark, blame it on the concussions. Jeez.
I mean,
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. These guys are getting CT regardless. Throw them out there. No, I'm kidding.
This is becoming a weekly thing for you, Mark. You always say, like, drown me in bleach if I bet on college again. What do? Bet on college.
Well, no one's drowned me in bleach, Ron. So,
bet on professionals.
They're paid now. They are professionals.
Hey, Mark, how many concussions have you had?
Just a few. Probably like 3 back in the day.
Jesus Christ.
How many have you had, Mike?
1 somehow.
Oh,
somehow.
One that was for sure out. But
all right, let's get into some football.
Let's
get into some football, Mike. Okay.
I said one fucking thing. You guys are talking about Nebraska wide receivers. You can suck my dick.
First of all, his name is Trey Palmer, and he's nasty. I still believe in Trey. Okay. When he makes it to the league eventually and he's sick as hell, I want you guys to remember the time that I got boned because he didn't hit over 5.5 receptions. But he's still legit. Chubba Purdy, though, is not. But with that said, trying to get into my action account. But let's get into it. So, what's happening in this first game, by the way? Has anybody been watching? I just woke up. So, what's going on with
ETN's been going off. He already hit his over 72.5 rushing yards in like the first quarter, pretty much.
He's great. That was actually one thing from last week that I really wish I had been more, really trusted my gut on. But I had a really good feeling about him, and I played him a little bit on DraftKings. But he's super talented. He's leading the NFL right now in yards per rush. He's killing it.
And now with James Robinson traded to the Jets, it just means he's going to become a focal point of the offense even more. I really trust Doug Peterson to get him involved in the running and the passing game. So whether it's daily fantasy, weekly fantasy, player props, ETN is definitely a great player to have.
You know what's been interesting, though, is watching how Christian Kirk has really faded away in that offense the last 4 or 5 weeks. I feel like he hasn't done a damn thing. He started off on fire for them, and then he's really just completely fallen off. But he was somebody I had high expectations for. I just thought there'd be a lot of volume that goes his way. But it seems like, I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, there's something doesn't seem right with him right now where he's not throwing the ball further than like 15 yards on any play. So it's just a shit ton of check downs, and that's why, the running backs and tight ends are playing well. But, Christian Kirk is pretty much obsolete in this offense right now. Pretty wild to see. But, all right, so let's get into it, boys. First game, let's talk about how we feeling about Carolina, Atlanta. I'm seeing a over-under 41, a spread of -4 for Atlanta. Cody, what are your thoughts?
I'm pretty sure Chuba Hubbard's out. It's going to be all Dante Foreman. We got a little bit of secondary injuries for the Panthers with J.C. Horn. I think he's not going to go again. The winner of this game is the outright first place in the NFC South, which is interesting with the division with the Saints and the Bucs. I like the Falcons to cover at home, -4. I like the Falcons a lot in this game. Just a lot better of a team. Give me Mariota, attempting his typical 12 to 15 passes. Give me some Tyler Algier on the ground, even though Carolina's pretty solid against the run. I'll take some Algier props, and I'll take the Falcons -4.
JB, what are your thoughts?
Did this open with Carolina as favorites? Am I seeing that right?
No.
Nope. All right. Well, do my thoughts even matter? Let's see.
Never really, but
probably for the best. Over under 41. Atlanta 4-point favorites at home. This division is like, what the fuck is going on, man? Absolutely wild that this the winner of this game is winner of the division. That being said, give me the home team, the better team. Give me the Falcons at home. Jesus, I can barely talk and mix up my liquid IV at the same time. No thoughts on the total though.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give my take while we're waiting for just everybody to get their little shit together a little bit on that one. That was tough, JB. These two teams both sucked. It is just an absolute large amount of suckage. Also, I said on the first ever paper handicappers that we did that Kyle Pitts sucked ass, and you guys, and then he's just gone out there and proven that every single week where he goes and gets 2 catches and 10 yards. But some could argue, he's got Marcus Mariota throwing it to him. I get it, okay? But we got other dog shit quarterbacks in here. Yappy's used to some dog. Wait, Yappy, are you Lions or Patriots fan? Either one, dog shit quarterbacks. So, it's like we got dog shit quarterbacks all in this league, and yet there's still guys who ball out. And so I don't know what's happening with Kyle Pitts. And I just feel bad for Drake London because he's a talented receiver. But we just got too many dog shit wide receivers or tight ends. They're not doing anything. And Kyle Pitts is one of them. He's just going out there and doing wind sprints every week. But with that,
Mariota's attempted 14 and 13 passes in the last 2 games. What do you want him to do? There's literally 13 attempts in a game.
Get open more and they'll throw the ball more. You know what? Get open. Get open and they'll throw the ball more, okay? So that's what I want to see happen. Obviously, he's not getting great separation. It's not every week they throw the ball only, whatever it was, 18 times last week. That was tough. It's tough to perform under those conditions. But there's a reason why they're doing it. It's because their offense is that dog shit. So I don't know. It's a pretty ugly. I hope to God that game is not shown once on NFL Red Zone. So with that, Yappy, can you confirm which team? You're a Patriots guy, right?
Yeah, he's a Patriots fan.
Big time Patriots.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm curious, real quick, Yappy. Who do you want? Who do you want at quarterback? I gotta know.
Oh, Mac Jones by like a million miles. Fuck Zappy.
Even though he's kind of trash.
We'll see. We'll see this weekend.
Yappy knows Yappy, huh?
Oh man, that was an interesting decision last week. Pulling him after the first interception, that was wild. Also wild that there was all the propaganda out there about the ball hitting the wire when that's completely false. The wires are like 20 feet above where it's even possible for a quarterback to throw the ball. So I was loving Patriots fans trying to spin that like the ball hit the wire. It's
Mac's got a rocket arm.
Not possible.
Panthers Falcons though. Anyone?
But Fumble, what are your thoughts? You tell us on Panthers Falcons.
Because I like this game. This is one of my best bets of the day.
Really?
I love this game for this
What do
reason.
you like about it?
Panthers are 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games. Falcons 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games. The road team is 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 meetings. But where my focus is for this game, 2 gambling trends I like. The under is 13-4-1 in the last 18 meetings, and the under is 5-1 in the Panthers' last 6 games overall. I think you got the best performance from the Panthers last week. I think the Falcons are nearly as explosive offensively as they were early in the season. I love the under in this game. It's one of my 2 favorite bets. You know how Butt Fumble Sports does. I'm going to buy the 1.5 just to give myself some extra security. But I love the under in this game. One of my 2 favorite bets. Also, I like the Falcons to cover. If I bring that down 2.5 points, I really like that. I could also see Carolina covering. So if you can find places where you can get Atlanta minus 2.5 and get Carolina at, let's say, +6, +6.5, that would be the sweetest spot of all. But I really think this is a game actually worth betting because I don't think there are going to be a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. If there's anything I'm playing in this game, it's the under because I quite literally don't think there will be points scored. It might be a 0-0 game that ends in a tie. But with that, Ron, what are your thoughts?
I don't got much on this. I don't know. I'm a little scared of taking the Falcons -4, but they've done work on the at home. I do like Mariota. I think the Panthers are hot trash, even though they're still playing for first place at 2-5, which is just awful. But yeah, I like Falcons on the money line, and I think if you compare that with something else that you really like to get to even odds or maybe even plus odds, that's where I'll probably be going with this. And the over/under, I don't know, this whole slate just is ugly for totals for me. I don't like betting unders. So I'm probably just going to stay away from the total in general.
Fair. Mike, what are your thoughts?
I like the Falcons. I think the Falcons are kind of like one of those like really like shitty teams, like a good shitty team. That's how I like view them. I just think at home that they're gonna be able to take care of business here. Carolina is just, I know they beat Tampa last week or whatever, but like I'm not putting a whole lot of weight onto that. I like Atlanta. They've covered a lot. They're at home. They're healthy. Carolina's not. So I like the Falcons here, and I like the over. I think there's going to be more points than people think.
I will say this. I think every once in a while there's a game where Atlanta could put it all together because I do think they have some talented pieces. It's just rare you see all of them come together. And yeah, you're gonna have Mariota throw the ball more than 18 times. I also wouldn't be shocked if at some point they put in the backup, who I'm struggling to remember his name, but the quarterback from Cincinnati. I would not be shocked if they put him in at some point, and I would actually be curious to see how he performs out there. And to be honest,
he's out for the year.
What?
The rookie?
He is? What the hell happened to him?
He did something in the preseason. I don't know.
Really? So who's their backup?
Baker.
What do you mean Baker?
Baker's the backup this week, I'm pretty sure.
Wait. Baker can't be the backup. I'm talking about the Falcons.
Oh, the Falcons? Yeah, fuck him. I don't know. I thought we were talking about Carolina.
No, I'm talking about the backup quarterback for Atlanta.
Oh, Desmond Ridder?
Yeah, Desmond Ridder.
Oh.
Yeah,
he should be playing.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see him out there.
Who was Matt Corral? that for the Carolina.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about them. I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention. I'm eating food and drinking coffee.
I'm glad to hear you're eating food and drinking coffee. All right, next game, one of Yappy's favorites. We're gonna go Patriots, Jets, and we got an over/under of 40. We got Patriots -3. Cody, what are your thoughts?
As Buff Fumble said earlier, we got David Andrews out. We got Christian Barmore out. I think Aguilar and Duggar are going to be game time decisions. Corey Davis is out. This game, it's just like you really don't want to touch Belichick in the division unless you really have a good idea what's going to happen. And like the spread is weird. The total's low. I guess I like the under in this, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm taking the Patriots. I'm taking Bill Belichick against the Jets, even though I don't love it. I just think that they figure out a way to win this game, by 10. So it's a weird game. I would not bet in division Bill Belichick. You never know if he's going to win by 30, lose in overtime, or, I don't like it. I'm taking the Patriots, though.
There we go, JB.
All right. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no emotions right now. So the way that I'm going to approach the rest of this space in this entire slate is I'm simply going to look at the ticket numbers, and if I see something that I like or something that seems like an opportunity to side with Vegas, I'm going to take that. So in this game, 67% of the bets are on the over. I'm seeing it's opened at 40.5. It's now down to 40. This is fucking bananas to me. 98% of the money, according to Action Network, is on the under, with 66% of the bets on the over. So I'm going to take the under here, and that's it.
There we go. Okay. Yappy, what are your thoughts? Give you the opportunity to talk about your boys here.
Yeah, I think I'm heavy on the props. I think Devontae Parker's like 29.5 yards. I think he's hit that almost every single week. They just keep on chucking it downfield. He'll catch one eventually. Mac Jones, I think 220. He's going to have to show out to be able to prove that he's going to be the starter. So I think I'm going to tease the Patriots and then the under.
There we go. I'll say again about this game. I thought last week, that was one of the rare miscues I've seen Bill Belichick make. I do not know why he put Zappe back into that game. If Zappe performed well last week, Mac Jones' career with the Patriots is probably over with. Like, that was just such an odd thing to take him. Like, why start him and then take him out after one interception? That was it was a bad throw, let's be real. But, like, I just did not agree with the decision to take him out. And if Zappe played even decently well, there's no way you could be starting Mac Jones this week. And so it started off like Zappe was going to end up taking over the reins, and then he shit the bed the rest of that game. So now we just got a quarterback situation where they both kind of suck. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I was bummed out to see Breece Hall get hurt last week. I really, really like him. But I think this is a game that's probably going to be pretty ugly, and you're going to see not a lot of scoring. If I'm being honest, I think the defenses are going to show up more, and I think both teams are going to try to run the ball, and you're going to have an old Ramondre Stevenson and Michael Carter game. So, Ron, what are your thoughts?
I'm betting on Belichick here. I think he finds a way to just slow down the Jets in any way. He usually takes out the opponent's best weapons and everything. And I think Zach Wilson being young, I think Belichick finds a way to just. There's not going to be a lot of offense from the Jets, and I think the Patriots are going to control the ball running it. I do like Stevenson over 62.5 rushing yards. I'd probably buy the half point with the Pats to get it to 2.5. I'm seeing at least on FanDuel, and I think they cover that spread.
There we go. Mike, what are your thoughts?
The Belichick Jets thing is always like something you have to take into account. I mean, they're 10-0 in their last 10 games against the Jets on the money line. I don't know. I don't really like this game a ton. I also just think the Jets are a better team. I would side with the Jets, but on this one, but not with a whole lot of confidence. Obviously, the bet I like here is the over. The just with that amount of money on the under, it just I can't ignore that. So the only thing I'd be looking at is the over here.
Fair. Mike's on the overs today. But Fumble, what are your thoughts?
Home team is 10-4-1 against the spread in the last 15 meetings. The favorite is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings. The Jets are 4-0 overall, or 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 overall. The under is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings in New York, and the under is 5-1 in the Jets' last 6 games following an against the spread win. My favorite bet in this game is the under. I'm going to buy the 1.5. I do feel like this is going to be a grinded out game. People mentioned a moment ago, Stevenson, Carter, Robinson. I just think this is going to be a ground and pound game for both teams. I do like, as I mentioned earlier, a couple player props on this game. Love over half an interception for Zach Wilson for reasons people mentioned. I think that sophomore quarterback who has a history of struggling against Belichick defenses throws at least 1 pick. On the other side, Mac Jones has thrown an absurd amount of interceptions given how little he's actually played this year. I think he'll probably have 1 tip pass that gets intercepted, or another one of those jump balls that was mentioned earlier by Yappy to Devontae Parker gets picked by Sauce Gardner, something like that. So I like over half an interception for both starting quarterbacks. And if you can find it, I love Quinnen Williams over half a sack. He's going up against a backup center with David Andrews out. So I think the Jets will be able to get pressure up the middle. If I did have to bet this game, I'm leaning towards the Jets covering. I think this is the Jets Super Bowl. They want revenge against Belichick. The Patriots, Pats ran up the score last year against them. I think they're playing well. I don't think just the loss of Breece Hall is unfortunate. Elijah Vera Tucker, the offensive lineman for the Jets, being out for the season, I think that's a devastating injury. That said, I do like the Jets to cover, but it's not the bet I'm going with. The under is my play for this game.
There we go. Cody, you got something to add on to that?
Yeah, just like really looking into this game while everyone was talking, looking at the props, especially like the passing props, because one thing that I've liked betting historically with Zach Wilson, he's kind of a quarterback that he really likes Corey Davis, actually. He just got comfortable with him early in his rookie career. And without him playing, so like I said, I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I think the Patriots play well. Zach Wilson historically throws like 6 or 7 attempts less per game against the Patriots. Instead of going from like 25, it's like 19 and a half attempts per game. But without Breece Hall, Michael Carter is okay between the tackles, more of like a scat back. James Robinson coming in. I think Zach Wilson's going to have to throw the ball. And I originally liked Conklin's line at 20 and a half, but instead of, because I don't really like the way that the Patriots typically defend the tight end, but instead, I'm just going to go with the best player on that offense. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson over 39 and a half with no Corey Davis. That's just a play I like.
Yeah, that's fair. Yappy, what are your thoughts?
Just to add on to everything, I think the big thing last week kind of gets overshot. I think Mac wasn't technically healthy enough, but he was complaining enough to get in the lineup. I think Bill thought that the Bears were going to be a cakewalk. So Patricia not being the best play caller either kind of screwed everything up. They let Mac kind of get in there when he probably shouldn't have played at all. So I don't know if the QB controversy is that big, but I think they just overlooked him, thinking that the Jets were real deal this year. So I think Bill's going to come out strong to prove that like he's not kind of washed at this point.
One thing to
Yeah,
add,
this is a game.
Mark, my bad. But one thing to add on is one of the main reasons I don't like betting on the Patriots is just what he said is they might have been overlooking the Bears. JB was talking about early in the week like a survivor pool. And I was like, why don't you just pick the Patriots over the Bears? Like that was such a no-brainer in my opinion. I know that Belichick just has no idea how to handle rushing quarterbacks, but this Patriots team is so hard to be profitable on, in my opinion. But I don't know. Good luck if you're betting this game, I guess.
By the way, I won that survivor pool, $400 this week. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I truly wonder. I think the Patriots season is going to be really interesting to see how the next few years play out, because I think this year is going to say a lot about that. And I think if Matt continues to struggle, there's now going to be people who think Bailey Zappi is the future, when in reality, Bailey Zappi is just no, and he's not it either. He can't throw the ball without getting it batted down because he has way too low of an arm angle, and that's why he played for Western Kentucky. So we'll see what happens. But if I'm a Patriots fan, Yappy, if I'm you, I pray to God that Mac Jones remembers how to play football. And also that there's no more photos of him looking like he's pissing himself as he's getting taken off the field. Because that meme of him crying is just not a great look. Definitely not one that I'd want my starting quarterback to show. So he's going to have to figure out his shit. But so far, that's, just not it. All right. Next game, we got Chicago and Dallas. We got an over-under of 42, and we got Dallas with the heavy favorite, -10. Cody, what are your thoughts?
No Ezekiel Elliott. I'm 99% sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, Tony Pollard.
80.5 rushing yards on the total. I think the Bears are the fifth worst team against the run right now, giving up the most attempts per game, about 32 a game. Pollard's, obviously only an 8 to 10 carry a game guy, but he's so good. Everyone wanted to see what he can do. They've been calling for Pollard to get more involved. I'm going to take Pollard over rushing yards. About the game, give me Dallas. Chicago way overperformed last week. They're not going to do it again. Micah Parsons is going to be a beast, even though he's injured. I like that call. Give me Pollard. Give me the Dallas.
There we go, JB.
I don't know, man. 10 points, like, anytime I see double-digit points, I'm just like, we're talking about two fucking professional football teams. The Bears beat the fucking Patriots last week. Like, so they got that dog in them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't know. Take the Bears, maybe buy like a half point, get 10.5. Over under. Damn. I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of groundwork in this game. If I had to guess, neither of these has Dak been good since he came back? I didn't watch.
He was all right. Nothing to write home about.
So like we got two like pretty mobile quarterbacks, not that great. So I would lean the under. A lot of ground game going. Fucking give me 10 points any day. 10.5. Give me the under.
There we go, Ron.
I think Dallas floods here. I think Dak back last week versus the Lions, I think that was just kind of like a shake the rust off, and it was the Lions defense. So, I mean, yeah. I think Dak's going to get right here. I see a big game out of him. I like Pollard as well. I think they destroy Chicago today. I like them. I can see this being like a 28-10 game. I don't see the Bears doing much on offense. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I think Dallas floods.
Ron, you gotta give me more than a 28-10 game and say they dominated. I gotta see like
how is that not dominating?
I gotta see 40-10. I gotta see some shit like that.
Dallas in the under is a really good tease today. Actually, I think.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. All right, Mike.
Yeah, I kind of like I lean Dallas here, but I'm not super excited to bet on this spread here. What I really like is the under. I think, to me, like if I'm gonna guess, I'm seeing something like a 24-10 type of game or something, but definitely not super excited on this spread, but the under is something I do like.
There we go. Fumble.
Bears are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 road games. Cowboys 11-1 against the spread versus a team with a losing record. The under is 4-1 in the Bears' last 5 versus the NFC. The under is 6-0 in the Cowboys' last 6 home games. I think that Mike nailed it. I like the under in this game. The only gambling trend that made me think otherwise, the over is 7-0 in the last 7 meetings. I feel like that's just an anomaly. That's kind of a crazy stat. But I do think these two teams focus on the run game. Bears, one of the best running attacks in the NFL. Tony Pollard, I think he's going to have a big game. Cody mentioned his player prop stats or opportunity. I really like him in this game. But if I'm making a pick, it's going to be Dallas on the money line and just play that into some parlays, pair that with some other bets that I like. I do like the under. I am considering taking Chicago after I buy a 1.5, getting it at like 11, 11.5. I mean, that's just a lot of points to the point I think JB mentioned earlier. That's just a lot of points for a pro football team to be getting. Justin Fields, I think he did turn a corner last week. He saw what he can do when he runs and doesn't make stupid mistakes and throw the ball needlessly or take big hits. But that said, I like Dallas in this game. Their defense is just way better. And as I mentioned earlier, Micah Parsons over half a sack. Definitely feel like that's a good player prop.
There's just something about seeing such a low total and such a high spread that like my brain can't compute. Like one of those things has to be wrong, and I feel like it's going to go over. So to me, that means I feel like the Bears are also going to cover.
To that point, I like the under, but I'm also with you. If I'm going to lose the under bet, it's going to be because the Bears offense outperforms. It's not going to be because Dallas, all of a sudden puts up 50 points. I just don't see that being the case. So I'll definitely put them in different bets, but I'm with you, JB, something to kind of hedge against yourself.
There we go. Chuck, what's good, sir? Welcome to the chat.
Welcome. What's good, fellas? This is a get-right game for the Cowboys, I think, because I watched that game last week with the Lions, and Dak was slightly off. They could have scored points. I think they covered it 10 points, and I think it goes over. Yeah, I think the Cowboys win. I'm with Ron. I think the Cowboys win outright. I think they cover the 10. I like Pollard plus 2 touchdowns. I think he catches 1 too. I just like Dak today. I think this is the Dak get right game.
Yeah, I think this is a game that's where my head's at. I think this is a game that that they finally figured out to get right game. I think this could be a game where CeeDee Lamb finally does something. But I think Tony Pollard's about as great of a shoe-in for a touchdown as you can possibly get. So definitely super bullish on him. And just this is a game that should not really be close, if I'm being honest. I just can't really see Chicago putting up much of a fight. And yeah, I think this is Micah Parsons just murders Justin Fields back there. Yappy, what's good, sir?
I don't know. I think last week the Bears kind of figured something out. Like usually Fields is in the back scrambling around like an idiot making dumb throws. Now that they're going to kind of, if they stay with the same game plan and push so Fields actually starts going forward instead of back, I think they'll extend the game. But also Diggs is kind of that boom bust corner. I think Fields can kind of get a throw or two off over top. So I'd almost look to tease the over and the Bears just because it is so many points both ways.
I don't hate that. All right, next up, we got Cardinals, Vikings. We got an over-under of 48.5, and we got Vikings -4. Cody, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I'm with you, Mark. I think I might have turned a corner. I might not be a believer in Kyler Murray as much as I once was. That being said,
wait, Cody, who in the chat was adamant from the beginning of the year that he was booty cheeks? There was somebody in here.
I'm pretty sure you, Mark, were actually the one saying Kyler is absolute booty cheeks.
Oh, absolutely booty cheeks. All right, continue on with your take.
My man's not a huge fan of his head coach. Going over the sideline, telling him, chill the fuck out. Saying some crazy shit. They're just a little dysfunctional. Vikings are another one of those teams that you don't know what you're going to get out of them. I do think they cover the 4. I think if Adam Thielen doesn't score a touchdown this week, I'll chew my own arm off. That's my bet of the game.
I'm going to hold you to that. You still owe me a shoey, so you could do that instead if you want, but...
JB, we got 2 days, and then I got you that shoey.
Let's fucking go.
Here we go. All right, JB, what are your thoughts?
I don't really think I have any. Give me 1 second.
JB, should I just start coming to you last? Because so far it seems like
JB, it's Kirk Cousins on the Vikings, and Kyler Murray is the quarterback for the.
Kyler Murray is the little fast dude, right?
JB's like, so we got Dante Culpepper up against.
No, I don't know.
wide receivers
Nothing like nothing really like stands out to me in this game. I grabbed the Cardinals earlier in the week at 3.5, thinking that might dip down to 3 or lower. But I guess more people are becoming bearish on Kyler and that Cardinals offense, so that hasn't been the case. So yeah, I still think fucking talent wise, like these two teams are pretty well matched. So I do think this could come down to a field goal. So I'm not upset with that 3.5 pick that I got. But yeah, that's probably the only fucking thing that I care about in this game because I have no fucking thoughts because my brain is broken.
That's you're an honest man. All right, Ron, what's good, sir?
DeAndre Hopkins is going to be called DeAndre Guapkins because I'm taking him for the cash. I like his over. I think since he's back, him and Kyler Murray get a couple. I think I like Arizona +4. I'm going to sprinkle some on the money line as well. I got the cards.
DeAndre Guapkins. That's incredible. Mike.
That's gas.
Mike, what do you think of DeAndre Guapkins and the Cardinals?
I don't know, mid, but this game right here is just Butt Fumble and I discussed this earlier in the week. Like, it's Kirk Cousins at home at 1 o'clock. Okay, the motherfucker is the MVP in that scenario. We all know that. The spread actually has come back a little bit since early in the week too. So at 4, I love the Vikings here. I think the Vikings wipe the fucking Cardinals. I don't even care that it's at 4. I mean, 4 is a key number, so you're in a spot to get a push there. But I really like the Vikings in this spot. Over under, I actually like the over. I like the over 48.5 is what I'm seeing here. But I'm not like, that's just me picking a side there. I'm not like super happy. I do really like the Vikings though in this spot.
There we go. Ron, what's good, sir?
I already talked.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I think we're giving Kirk Cousins too much credit, by the way. Kirk Cousins is also fucking booty cheeks.
This is facts. Butt Fumble.
Cardinals are 4-9 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. The Vikings are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games following a bye week. The Cardinals are 0-2 against the spread in their last 4 meetings in Minnesota, and the over is 6-1 in the Vikings' last 7 home games. Mike mentioned it earlier. This is Kirk Cousins at home at 1 p.m. I'm taking Minnesota on the money line in every bet. If he doesn't hit that, then there's an imposter in Minnesota because that's what Kirk Cousins does. That said, I probably buy the 1.5, get Minnesota to cover by a field goal or more. If you can get that at -2.5, I think that's the play. I do think 4 is a dangerous number. I just don't like it. As for the over-under, I'm not touching it. The trend's kind of split on it. I could see Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins going off along with Kirk Cousins. That puts it over. So if I'm leaning one way, it's the over, but I'm not really touching that. I do have one player prop from this game, Justin Jefferson, anytime touchdown. I'm taking it. I know that Kirk Cousins is going to be throwing the ball a lot in this game. I feel good about it. Probably Adam Thielen, as Cody mentioned earlier, but I definitely like Justin Jefferson to have a big game. I like DeAndre Hopkins as well. That was a good call. I think he'll cash for you.
That's DeAndre Guapkins to you.
Facts. Chuck, what's good, sir?
Oh, yeah. This is the game right here. This is DeAndre Guapkins. When him and Kyler Murray play together, they're 9-2. Give me Arizona with plus odds all day. The Vikings are fucking horrible. I like DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown, and I like to run it back with Irv Smith. But, yeah, I like Kyler Murray here. I think Arizona starts to roll. They got their guy back.
Weird. So the
Yeah, I don't know.
Detroit fans are picking against Minnesota. That's weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we really have a rivalry with them though. We just kind of suck. So
we just kind of suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, like nobody in the NFC North cares about the Lions.
No, no real reason to. We're dog shit. So until we, prove otherwise, if I swear to God, I'll say this. I might burn down Ford Field if Amon-Ra St. Brown does not have a 20-point fantasy week this week. So I'm playing him again. And I tell you what, last week, my parents were in town, so I couldn't show my true anger. But I was fucking furious when Amon-Ra got taken out for a concussion. And then they were like, oh, actually, he passed all the concussion protocol. But because he, like, slightly, showed some signs of, like, not being right on the field, he's now out for the rest of the game. It was like, dude, this is not a Tua situation. Get him the fuck back in the game. And instead, he was out there for what? One drive? I was fuming. So with that, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Lions here. We've got what do we have here? An over under 52. We got the Dolphins -3.5. I'm going to start it off and just say this is a game where I swear to God, if the Lions don't have 20 points, I might burn down the whole franchise. So it's just this. There's no reason why Jared Goff and the Lions shouldn't perform here. The Dolphins straight up don't have cornerbacks, so I don't want to hear it. Xavier Howard has been absolutely ass cheeks this year, and he also had a funeral to go to yesterday. My condolences to his family, but he's not right. So with that, this is a game that I think the over should actually hit for once. And I have full belief that the Dolphins will score plenty of points against the Lions, but there's no reason why the Lions should not compete in this game. I think this is a game that Butt Fumble will probably tell me he's buying the hook, and it makes sense because this is a game where the Lions could cover. So if you're picking the Dolphins, you should probably be buying that hook. But with that, I think this is a game where the over hits. Cody, what are your thoughts?
Mark, this is not to be, divisive. This is not to be combative. I could not like the under anymore in this game at 52.5. Are you serious? First of all, do you think this game's going to be 40-30? Like, it's Tua.
I didn't say 40-30. Relax over there.
But it's Tua versus Jared Goff. Do we remember that? Like, they're going to have to figure out a way to get the ball completed to the receivers multiple times, even in the end zone once or twice. I just don't see it. Under 52.5 feels like a gimme. That's the only reason that Mark might win it, because it makes no sense. I know Lions defense isn't that good, but it's still Tua versus Jared Goff. I love Tyreek Hill in this game. Give me any Tyreek Hill prop over receptions, over receiving yards. Love Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not because Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, the boys aren't good. It's just that they're going to be passing the ball, and he's definitely the best weapon on that team. Give me the two receivers. Give me the under.
Cody, are you jerking off or running?
He's on crack is what he is. He's on crack, and we don't talk about crackheads. JB, what's good?
What's good? Not the Lions, kind of the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been a really fun team to watch this year. And growing up in South Florida, I have never really been able to say that in my life. I think, and hearing you be so bullish on the Lions, I think the Dolphins just absolutely fucking wax them here. And I feel like they covered 3.5 with ease. As far as the total goes, 52.5 points is a lot, especially for these two teams. I know I just said the Dolphins have been good this year and fun to watch, but they're still the fucking Dolphins. So seeing that total, Dolphins versus Lions, makes absolutely no sense in my brain. Then again, not a lot of things to do right now. So if I had to, I would take the under 52 and I would smash the Dolphins. Probably would buy a point just to be safe though, get it under 3.
Ron, talk some sense in these fools.
This is a classic Lions backdoor cover. I think.
Yeah.
I think we go down. I think the Miami's gonna start off hot, and then second half we creep our way back into the game, and Lions cover, and Lions seem to cover at home +4. Give me I like Swift, St. Brown, Goff's got his weapons back. And I like that over as well at 52. I think we see a lot of scoring. I like all the props. Give me Hill, Waddle, Swift, Brown, all those overs. I like that.
If you do want an under, though, take T.J. Hawkinson under, because when the Lions have all their weapons, T.J. Hawkinson just doesn't do shit. So
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, feel free to take the under on him. With that, Butt Fumble, what's good, sir?
Favorite is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings between the Dolphins and Lions. The Dolphins are 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The Lions are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games. The under is 6-2 in the Dolphins' last 8 road games, and the over is 6-2 in the Lions' last 8 games overall. My favorite pick for this game is Miami on the money line. We've seen when Tua finishes a game, they're undefeated. I do like the idea of Tua staying healthy in this game. I did think about taking Aiden Hutchinson over half a sack. I think that could be a good play, but I didn't put any money on it. I do think Tua is protected by the refs. He stays healthy in this game. I like Miami to win on the money line. If I'm going a cover, though, I would buy the 1.5 and take Detroit +5 when they're at home and they have Swift, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, as Mark mentioned, as others mentioned. They're just a better team. They're more competitive. They usually lose, but it's a close game. They lose by a field goal. I like it to be around that range. The player prop I'm going with is Jalen Waddle over receiving yards. I think that's an easy play. But like a lot of people mentioned in this one, there's just a lot of fantasy implications, a lot of player props you can go with. I feel really good about. I'm not touching the over-under. I just don't like the number. I could totally see it going over. That said, that's just too high for me. I'm not touching it. Miami on the money line is the play for me.
Fair.
Real quick, does DeAndre Swift catch passes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh.
Okay. His
a bear shit in the
under
woods.
3.5 receptions for him was screaming value to me, but that might not be the case.
No. If DeAndre Swift is healthy, he's one of the best running backs in the league. He's just never healthy. So that's the downside. That's why nobody ever plays him in fantasy, because they'll be like, oh, DeAndre Swift's on a pitch count today. And then he'll go out there and get 8 carries for 90 yards and then 6 catches and a tutty. That's what he does. And then another game he'll get hurt. So it's impossible to predict him. But when he's healthy, he's electric. He's just never healthy. But Chuck, what are your thoughts, sir?
I just don't understand this spread. I don't get it. The Lions are bad. I get it. We're at home and we get like Swift back and St. Brown, but I don't think that helps. I think the Dolphins cover, and I like the over. I just do. I think the Lions play man defense at one of the highest rates in the NFL, and they blitz a lot. So like, they always got their back turned. Tua can move. I like Tyreek. I like Waddle, and when Tua's healthy, Dolphins are 4-0. I can go 5-0 today and cover.
It'll be interesting to see if how Tyreek does, because if Okudah is shadowing him, I'm very curious how he plays, because Okudah's been locked down this year. I know it's impossible to completely lock down Tyreek, but Okudah has been incredible this year. So he's been one of the bright spots of the Lions. So we'll see. But
real quick. Raheem Mostert, anytime touchdown. Love it.
Facts. I'm with you on that. All right, Mike, and then we'll go to the two hands.
Yeah, this one's tough because just like a decently healthy Lions team at home is just they're just one of these teams that you just don't. I feel like you can't. It's hard to really fully predict which one's going to show up. They don't win games big, but if they do compete, it's going to be a blowout. A shootout. I like Miami here though. To go off of Butt Fumble, when Tua's in the game and stays in the game, they look like a completely different team. I like these guys. I like Tyreek and Waddle on turf. Tua, he doesn't have the biggest arm. They're in a dome. He's gonna be able to get it where he wants to. I see Dolphins here, and I like the under. I think I kind of see a blowout game here. I think you're going to see a lot of turnovers from. How about your Jared Goff over half an interception? Just cash that. But Dolphins and the under.
Ron, you taking receipts from these people? We got a bunch of idiots in this chat. Jared Goff is the second coming of Joe Montana. So he's going to go out there and ball the fuck out. But we got two hands, and then we got to move past this game because we're taking our sweet-ass time. Yappy, what's good, sir?
Yeah, I'm going the opposite of Mike there. I want to tease the over and the Lions. I just think there's going to be a lot of points. The Lions are going to hang around. The spread doesn't really make sense. Neither does the over-under. So teasing them both, I think, is the play there.
I can't wait for Mark to get his soul crushed in back-to-back weeks.
Shut the fuck up, JB. Okay.
Hey, I'm going to be right there with you this week, so it's all good.
There we go. Yappy, that was a beautiful take. I've always liked you. Go Mac Jones. Cody, what's good, sir?
One thing I wanted to point out, just one of the reasons I like Tyreek Hill over Waddle, and this one specifically, I like both. But someone mentioned, and yeah, I am walking. I'm walking up a hill. I might be jerking off while I'm doing it, JB, so that's why I'm a little bit out of breath. Anyway,
man.
The one thing that someone said is that Detroit blitzes a lot, and that being said, too, everyone thinks Tyreek Hill deep threat, right? He's the deep threat, but he's also the hot route. He's also the hitches. He's a lower ADOT than Jalen Waddle 90% of the time, except for those way blow off top. So if there's a lot of pressure, I do like Tyreek Hill getting a lot of receptions. So I didn't know Detroit's super blitz heavy. I like it even more.
Hey, and Yappy, you realize if you tease both the opposite way of me, doesn't mean you're going against me, right? You realize that?
Yeah, I do, but
okay,
it sounded better.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
I do always love a good tease. So with that, let's go over to let's do Raiders Saints. We just got a little bit of news. Darren Waller is out. And it doesn't matter really anyway because he's been ass cheeks this year. So with that, we've got the Raiders -1, which I swear to God, if I'm biased in this game, if Derek Carr doesn't do something, because this secondary is terrible for the Saints. So, and I've got Derek Carr over passing yards on his season prop to win $5,000, and he's currently not doing dick. So he's the only quarterback I have in that doesn't have over 2,000 yards passing yet, and he's chilling at 1,520. So I'm going to need 480 yards out of Derek Carr today. And if he doesn't do it, there's a chance I drive to Vegas and light his home on fire.
Mark, just to be clear, didn't you give this same spiel last week with Justin Herbert?
Yeah, and he didn't do dick again. Well, wait, no, yeah, no. Yeah,
Herbert you were literally saying the same shit about Herbert last week.
Because I needed him to hit his over prop, and then he balled out. So he heard me.
We saw how that played out.
He heard me. So I need Derek Carr to do the same thing and realize that Josh Jacobs is just strictly this is the game that Josh Jacobs comes down to earth. Because I heard in a podcast yesterday, they said you just need to look at Josh Jacobs like he's Christian McCaffrey. And I damn near spit out my drink and chug bleach. Like that was Josh Jacobs is so mid. And yes, he's had 2 games that are great back to back. He's about to have a game where he goes for like 50 yards rushing and like 2 catches for 12 yards. That's going to happen here. He's due for it. That's what's happening. Cody, what are your thoughts?
Mark, you're normally the guy that like really remembers how people were in college. I understand that like the first few years in the NFL, Oakland didn't really use Josh Jacobs right. At Bama, this man was one of the best pass catching backs I've seen. Like he was there with Damian Harris. He was their passing down work guy. He's really good. That being said, I do agree with you. I don't think it's a big Josh Jacobs week. I think it's a big Devontae Adams week. Everyone knows that's my guy. 3 weeks in a row going way over his receiving prop number. Darren Waller out. I know that what's his name, little sock guy, white kid's been hobbled a little bit. New Orleans, I know that you don't like their corners. They're actually dead middle against the pass. I think they rank 16th, giving about 217 passing yards per game. That being said, Devontae Adams over 83.5, I really like. Under 40.5 for the game total, I really like. Vegas -1, I think I like.
There we go. JB, do I need to go to you last? Are you good?
I'll figure something out. I mean, the Saints are fucking horrible, atrocious this year. So I think -1, -1.5, Oakland should cover relatively easily. I'm seeing the total opened at 43.5 and has gone up 5 points. Is that correct, or am I looking at the wrong shit again, Mike? That's Darren Waller out. Like I love Devontae Adams. I just took his over 6.5 receptions. It seems like a lock. Hopefully you get all them yards out of Derek Carr. But why is this fucking total gone up to 48.5? Like
it opened at 40. It opened at 46.5.
Okay,
and
so
the money's towards the over. It's moved. There's nothing weird with that movement.
And Devontae Adams was sick earlier in the week. It's reported that he is going to play, but there was a question mark about that earlier in the week. I wonder if that contributed to the over under.
Okay,
and you've also got Marshawn Lattimore out.
Okay, that makes sense. In that case, I don't think I have any specific thoughts on the total, but I do think that the Raiders probably smash the Saints. I mean, maybe not smash, but like 1.5 for sure.
There we go. Ron.
Yeah, I'm with JB on this. I like the Raiders. 48 seems. I just don't see what Andy Dalton and the Saints are gonna like. They're not like a track meet team. Like they're just gonna run the ball, dump it to Kamara. Like I just don't see 48.5 unless the Raiders end up scoring 30 or something, which I guess is definitely possible. But I like the under actually here, and the Raiders here with the 1.5. I agree with you though, Mark. I think Josh Jacobs. I think a letdown game here, but Devontae Adams. I like a big game out of him, so I like his over anytime touchdown as well.
There we go. Speaking of Andy Dalton, though, he balled the fuck out last week, and I played him in a lot of lineups on DraftKings, and every one of those lineups I had Amon-Ra St. Brown and pretty much every other guy that got hurt last week. So those lineups didn't win shit, but Andy Dalton threw like 4 or 5 tutties. He was electric last week,
and 2 of them were for the Cardinals, so he really balled out.
This is true. He was just throwing a shit ton of tutties out there. With that butt fumble, what are your thoughts there?
Raiders are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games in October. Saints are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. The over is 4-0 in the Raiders' last 4 games, and the over is 4-0 in the Saints' last 4 games. Saints have one of the worst defenses in the league, allowing 28.6 points per game, only behind the Lions, and they have the worst turnover differential in the NFL at -10. I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders to cover. I'm not buying any points for this. When you give me Raiders -1.5, that's an easy play for me. I am considering the over based off of how these 2 offenses are and how bad the defenses are. I actually think this is a game that's played in the 50-point range. So I'll buy the 1.5. I'll do what Buff Fumble Sports always does, but I do like the over for this. But the play I'm making for this and putting in the Butt Fumble Sports Parlay Pyramid of the Week is the Las Vegas Raiders to cover 1.5.
There we go. Chuck, what's good, sir?
Oh, this game is weird. I mean, like, this high over under. But Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton, and I love the Raiders' defense in this spot, and I will run them back with Josh Jacobs. The volume is just crazy for Jacobs. Like the last 3 weeks, 20 carries, 21 carries, 28 carries, four targets, 5 targets, 6 targets, and over 3 catches every game. Like the volume's just there. I think he has a big game. I like the Raiders to cover.
Yappy, what's good, sir?
I was actually kind of shocked when I saw this line. I thought it was like 6 or 7, so I think I'm going to take the alternate spread, take the Raiders, and I think they're just going to absolutely crush them.
There we go.
Good old shit pumping.
By the way, we are seeing ETN just balling out, 122 yards rushing, and we got Greg Dulcich, the tight end now for Denver. He's a must play every week right now. He is electric. He was great at UCLA, and he's coming to the NFL and has been killing it. So there's that. But all right, next up.
Hey, wait a second. You keep fucking skipping me, bro.
Oh, my bad, bro. Dude, the order's all fucked up on here, Mike, so I'm sorry. Mike, what's good, sir?
Okay, Raiders. This is going to be one of my favorite picks of the week, okay? They figured some shit out here. Like, the Saints are just like a dumpster fire to me. I don't like. I have zero confidence in them. This is just like, to me, you can just throw whatever you want, like a child, a liver, a kidney, like whatever the fuck you want. You can just put it on the Raiders this week, and I like the over.
How much is your liver going for, Mike?
my liver, I'd probably have to pay somebody to take mine.
This is facts. Probably $30, maybe.
No, like I'd probably have to, like, yeah, a lot.
Yeah, fair. All right. With that, we're going on to the next game. We do have to pick it up a little bit speed-wise, guys, because, we got to be done in like 24 minutes so I can focus on DraftKings. But with that, we got the Steelers-Eagles. We got an over-under 42.5. This is the week of just crazy spreads. We got the Eagles minus 11. Cody, what are your thoughts?
Eagles minus 11. So this is a game, right? I just don't think people really understand that. But this is a game, right? Where 43.5 seems low. I know Kenny Pickett sucks. Maybe people like Kenny Pickett. I don't like Kenny Pickett. Eagles at home. Oh, wait, has it dropped to 42.5 from 43.5? Also seems low. I think I like the over. 11.5 is a shit ton. This team, Pittsburgh, did beat the fucking sad Buccaneers 20-18. So I guess they have it in them to stick around. If there was ever a game, right, where A.J. Brown just takes his receiving yard total of 68.5 and just smokes it, it's this game. Give me A.J. Brown to score. Give me A.J. Brown over 68.5 receiving yards. Give me over 42.5 for the game total. I can't touch the spread. I don't know what to do there. I'm just going to – I won't put money on
it. 11 points is too much. Give me the fucking Steelers. Give me the under. Majority, 54% of the bets on the over. Totals dropped a 1.5 points. Give me the Steelers plus 11. Give me under 42.5.
There we go. Since I passed over you, Mike, come up next.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is going to be the week where the big spreads hit. Not necessarily every one of them, but I think this is where if you take the big spreads this week across the board, you're going to be in the green. The line action and money, they're not like aggressively, but they're baiting people into taking Pittsburgh right now. That's just strictly numbers, right? I like Philly here. I think this is like a fucking 41 to fucking 17 game or something, and I like the over.
There we go. But Fumble, what's good, sir?
Home team is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings. Eagles are 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games. The under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings, and the under is 5-2 in the Steelers' last 7 games overall. Obviously, I like the Eagles on the money line here. That's just an easy one. I'm not touching the spread. I was considering taking Pittsburgh at plus 12. I still think that's probably a decent play, but I'm just not going to touch it. I just don't trust that wide a spread. And something tells me that Kenny Pickett is going to throw over 2 interceptions. That's right. I'm getting 1.5. I have to cover or get over on his player prop, but I'm still taking it. I like him throwing 2 picks against one of the best secondaries in the NFL. And I really like the under in this game. I do think that's the strength of these two teams. One other player prop I like is Devontae Smith going over his receiving yards total. I like that as a player prop as well. But Philly money line is the play for me.
Boom. Ron, what's good, sir? Also, about Fumble, I've never heard of somebody taking over 1.5 interceptions. You're a ballsy motherfucker. I love it. Also, that goes to show that Kenny Pickett has just been ass cheeks since he's come in. But with that, Ron, what's good, sir?
I like Philly obviously in this. I like same thing like the Cowboys game. I think Eagles flood 40-10. Is that good enough for you, Mark? That's a big enough spread there. Yeah, I like Philly to take an easy W here. I like also Jalen Hurts plus 105 anytime TD score. He seems to always find his way in the end zone when they get down to that 5-10 yard mark. Yeah, I'm just not going to overthink this. I like Philly with the points.
There we go. Chuck, what's good, sir?
This is Eagles off a bye week. The spread is minus 11.5 is wild, but I won't be surprised they're covered. The Steelers are coming off a high after beating No, they beat the Steelers are Kenny Pickett. I just can't rock with it. I think the Eagles cover. Remember this name today. This is an explosion game off the bye week. Miles Sanders. I'm calling it right now. 2+ touchdowns over 100 yards. Yeah, I like the Eagles to cover here.
I don't know if Miles Sanders has ever done that in the game. That's the downside of the Eagles. They got 10 backs they use, and then you got Jalen Hurts at the same time. But Chuck, you've been good on these calls so far, so we'll see. Yappy, what's good, sir?
Yeah, I love what Chuck's saying about Sanders. I think Eagles are going to be up big time early. 67.5 rushing yards for Sanders. I think he's probably going to double that this week.
Wow. Okay. We got everybody jerking off Miles Sanders today. All right. Yeah, this is the game. I'm just going to be quick with it. This is the Eagles win. The Eagles win. They cover the spread. Steelers suck. And George Pickens is the number one wide receiver. Deontay, whatever his name, has gone. Deontay Johnson has gone. Am I saying his name right? Why does it not sound right?
You good?
Yeah, whatever. He's been trashed this year. So, it is what it is. He's just, no longer the number one wide receiver there, George Pickens. So I actually do like his overs on receiving yards because he's the only talented guy they got over there. The other guys are just trash.
That's your worst take in a long time. Is that Deontay Johnson is not like that's
he hasn't done shit this year, Cody. I've been saying it for the last few weeks of like, all right, privately to myself, I'm like, this is the game that he remembers how to play football. And it's just the last few years, I wonder how much of it was just strictly volume of he was getting a ton of passes his way from Ben Roethlisberger. He was also known for dropping a shit ton of them, but he just had Ben Roethlisberger throwing him 5-yard hitch routes every other play. So now he doesn't have that.
I lost a lot of respect for you, to be honest, in this conversation.
Oh, unbelievable!
This is not a good take.
I lost respect for you when I didn't get whitelisted your project, so we're fair.
What's the next game?
Love you, Cody. Next up, we got the game of the greatest quarterbacks of the slate. We got Malik Willis and Davis Longneck Mills. We got an over-under 39.5. Obviously, Vegas is expecting a shootout, and we got Titans -1. I don't know if that's still the case because I think that was the line when Tannehill was in. But yeah, this is the game. I'll tell you what. Malik Willis might get murdered out there. He's probably going to get you 70 yards rushing because he's fast as shit. But there's one thing he can't do, which is throw the ball. He's going to get killed. It's going to be interesting. Houston's going to win this game. Write it up. Houston, I might even move the line and do like Houston -5. Like they're going to kill the Titans. Derrick Henry's probably going to have a good game, but like there's really no threat at quarterback this week with Malik Willis out there. So, Houston's going to win this and win big. Cody, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, most folks won't even give you odds on Malik Willis rushing or passing yards. They don't know enough. Typically, that's they don't want to expose themselves at all, so they're just kind of skipping it. Derrick Henry's line is at 104.5, which obviously is high, but Houston sucks against the run, and he's a beast in division. I do typically not like running backs much when there's less of a threat in the passing game for the opposing defense. You can kind of load the box more, especially against Henry. Brandon Cooks, 50.5 was the first thing I looked at. This game, I feel like it's one of those games where I want to take the under so bad, and Davis Mills just somehow puts up 24 points and the overhits. I think this move to Tennessee only -1. But because I was going to say, if I can still get Houston at +3, I would like that. But I think Houston at home, yeah, I'm going to bet against the rookie. I'm going to take Houston +1, 39.5. I'm going to take the over.
There we go. JB, what's good, sir?
I was looking at hockey lines. Houston, Tennessee.
You know what, JB? We're gonna come back to you, okay? I need you to fucking focus.
No,
focus.
Texans.
No, you know what? We're coming
under.
back to you. We're coming back.
Texans in the under.
Nope. Shut the fuck up, Ron. What's good, sir?
So FanDuel does have Malik Willis numbers, over 155 passing and over 46.5 rushing. I like Tennessee here. I think Vrabel is just going to control the clock. They're going to run the shit out of the ball. I could see even like a college-style offense, just RPOs all day. And I mean, I think Henry is going to get the rock like 30 times. They are just going to pound the run. And I like him over 102 rushing. I like Malik Willis rushing over 46.5. I do like the under. Like I said, it's just going to be, I think they're just going to control the clock versus the Texans. And I like Tennessee here.
There we go. There we go. Mike, what's good, sir?
So I actually I agree with Ron here. I think that they're going to game plan around Willis. Like we all know he can use the legs in this game, and he will. He does have really like some really nice arm talent. That being said, I like whatever the fuck the half of an interception. He's not going to throw the ball a ton, but he's going to want to try to fit the ball in somewhere a couple times this game. And I think you're going to see one or two of those get picked off. Just in general in this game, like if you want to throw a little degen fucking bet, I think like an anytime defensive touchdown in this game, I think would be a nice one. But I see the Titans are a better team. I think that, just being a Titans fan and watching how these games go down in Houston, it's crazy. Like Houston somehow will pull these. They can be 0-75 and still win this game, right? That's just like historically. But in some ways I like the fact that it's going to be more of a ground-based game, but I don't know. I lean Titans. I think the Titans just have a better coach, and they'll put together a better scheme. But I don't love it. I would lean Titans here, and I actually like the over. Like I said, I like a defensive touchdown in this game. I think there's going to be some turnovers, like potentially in scoring territory. I think this is going to be like a first half over for sure. Over on the total, and it's going to be a close one.
There we go. Butt fumble. What's good, sir?
Titans are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. But to Mike's point, the Titans are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 meetings in Houston. Texans are 4-1 against the spread versus a team with a winning record. The over is 10-1 in the last 11 meetings in Houston between the two teams, and the over is 4-1 in the Texans' last 5 home games. My favorite bet of this game, I almost included it in my best bets of the week, but decided not to, is the over. I really like the over in this one. I think both the running back Dameon Pierce of the Texans and Derrick Henry have decent games. I actually like the over even more with Malik Willis in this. I think he doesn't just bring a Steve McNair component with his arm, but also with his legs. This guy can run. So I like the over in this one. I would lean, if I had to pick a team, I would lean on Houston covering. I'd buy the 1.5, but I like Houston covering if I can get them at plus 4.5, which is where I see them at right now, once I buy the points. But the over is the play I like the most in this game.
There we go. Chuck, what's good, sir?
I'm taking a different approach to this game. I like the Texans, and the reason for that is Malik Willis is horrible. Like, there's no way they just don't put 8 in the box and just stop Derrick Henry. This dude was so bad during the preseason, and Vegas knows it because the spread, I think, just changed to Tennessee -1. Oh, man, you got it. Give me the Texans at home with plus money. I like Brandon Cooks. I just think the Texans outright win this game.
Yep, I'm with you. Yep, you got anything to add, or we're gonna move on to the next game? I want to keep us moving.
Quickly there, I think Cooks over yards. I like Robert Woods over like 29 or something. I see. I think Willis can scramble enough to open up some lanes. I think he'll be able to get the ball a little bit. I take the over on basically any receiver in this game.
There we go. Quick and to the point. I like it. All right. We got Commanders, Colts. We got over under a 40. We got the Colts -3. This game is terrible. I will not be watching this. I have no input on this game. I will be taking Sam Ehlinger a few times in DraftKings because he's $4,000 and I don't have a choice. But this game is going to be ugly as hell. Cody, what are your thoughts?
Come to me last on this one.
Oh, Jesus. JB, are you put together on this game?
Yeah, so I love the under. Shit game. Some real fucking alpha. The Anaheim Ducks at home tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Eric Kallgren, starting goalie for the Maple Leafs, fucking 0-1-1, 3.5 goal against average. Ducks plus 150 at home on the money line. Fucking hammer it.
Unbelievable. He's giving us hockey props now. Next, he's gonna give us fucking, college basketball. Like, well,
I only bet real sports, only professionals.
Unbelievable. All right, Ron, what's good?
Love it. I like Washington +3. I'll buy the half point to get over the hook on it. I'll sprinkle a little money on the Commanders money line as well. Heineke showed up last week. I think he does it again. Yeah, I got Washington here.
There we go. Butt Fumble, what's good, sir?
Commanders are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games following against the spread win. The Commanders are also 0-3-1 against the spread in their last 4 meetings with the Colts. The home team is 3-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings, and the under is 11-1 in the Colts' last 12 games. That said, I believe in Taylor Heineke more than I do Sam Ehlinger. I'm going to buy the 1.5. I'm going to get Washington at +4.5. That's the only bet I'm taking on this game. Skipping it on a lot of my parlays and a lot of my bets, only using it for a few things, but where I do have it, it is Washington +4.5.
There we go. Mike, what's good, sir?
I think the Colts are a better team with any quarterback that's not named Matt Ryan. I think that Ehlinger, he is mobile. It's going to bring you a little bit of a different dynamic to the game. I like Jonathan. I like Jonathan Taylor. I don't even know what his
73.5 yards.
Yeah, I like over. I like Jonathan Taylor over. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is today. And I like the Colts. I kind of like it. It moved from 5.5 to 3.5, and the money reflects that. But I like the Colts at 5.5 earlier this week. I like them even more at what do I got them at here? 3. Yeah, I think it's easy to see, a backup quarterback coming in to start and want to fade that, especially with kind of the optics and the sentiment with Indy this year. But they cannot be worse with Ehlinger than they are with Ryan. I think it's going to give him a little bit of a spark. They're at home. I like the Colts. Over under here. I like the over. Give me over 39.5.
There we go. Chuck, what's good, sir?
This guy, okay, so I like the Redskins here. I'm not at the Washington Guardians, whatever, but I like them.
Jesus Christ, the Commanders.
Commanders. Guardians. My bad. But yeah, is what you call a 6th-round draft pick, and he is horrible. He might be worse than Willis. But yeah, I just think Washington wins here. I'm a big Heineke guy, so I think they win here. And Brian Robinson, anytime touchdown is the move.
There we go. Yeah, we got a quarterback who's never played. We got a running back who's been shot. What a game that is. Yeah, do you have anything to add, and then we'll get into it?
Yeah, I hate everything about this game, but Nyheim Hines over 2.5 receptions. I think that if Frank Wright knows what he's doing at all, he's going to let Hunter check it down. Hines should be able to pick up those targets, so that's my best bet for this game.
There we go. Butt Fumble.
Just wanted to bring up 2 stats in case people weren't aware of it. The Colts are averaging 16.1 points per game, 3rd worst in the NFL. As for rushing yards per game, they have the 3rd fewest yards per game at 81. So we talk a lot about Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. They're just not using them enough. At some point, that faucet finally gets turned on. Maybe it's this week, but the stats thus far this year don't match what we would have expected.
That's facts. All right, guys, we got to speed the fuck up on these next two. I will mute your ass if you go more than 15 seconds. We got San Francisco Rams. We got over under 42. It's a pick 'em. I'm going the Rams. They're going to remember how to play football this week. Cody, what's good?
This is a game where division rivalry. We got Christian McCaffrey fully involved in the game here. Niners only a -1 point favorite. I do think that they win this division. I think this is the first step on doing so. Give me the Niners. Give me the under 42. Let's go CMC in the end zone.
There we go. JB.
Rams at home in the under.
There. Oh, God, that got my dick hard. That was quick. Ron.
I got San Francisco. Ayuk over receiving. CMC anytime touchdown.
Love the Ayuk play. Let's go. Butt fumble.
Love the under. I'm buying the 1.5. My favorite player prop, Matt Stafford, over half an interception. I also love Ayuk as a fantasy play. All looking good.
God, butt fumbles can be creaming every time there's an interception this late. Mike, what's good, sir?
Give me Kyle Shanahan against Sean McVay and the under.
Facts. Chuck, what's good?
You give me Rams at home versus a beat up San Fran team. No Debo Samuel.
Yep. Yappy.
Give me the live line. Whoever scores first, I'll bet the opposite.
Guys, that was beautiful. What we just did was.
Can you imagine if we did the entire show?
Imagine
like
if
that?
you shut the fuck up, Mark, about how good we were and kept going.
Unbelievable. You know what? I just muted his mic. I don't want to hear it. With that, we're going on to the next game. We're going to do it just like that again. We got Giants Seahawks. We got an over under 44. We got the Seahawks -3. That's Vegas probably telling us that this is a game the Giants come back to earth. So I'm going to trust Vegas and go with that. Seahawks winning this. Cody, what's good?
So I'm going to have to take 18 seconds on this one. This might be a game of the week. We got Geno Smith versus Daniel Jones. So I was watching ESPN the other day, and it was Max Kellerman, one of the dumbest people on TV. Man says he thinks Mahomes isn't even in the top tier quarterbacks. Josh Allen's by himself. And then in that tier with Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and the next tier, it just said Smith. It took me about 20 minutes to realize there was a quarterback with the last name Smith that could be in the top 3 tiers in NFL because I didn't even think about Geno Smith, obviously. Give me Geno Smith. That man's the GOAT. Max Kellerman knows it. -3.
Well, that's a take. JB.
Fucking A. Yeah, no, I agree. I would like to get the Seahawks 2.5, but can't. My book literally will not let me. And just looking briefly at the fucking money on the total, public is on the under. Total's gone up 0.5 point. So give me the over. Fucking Danny Dimes versus Geno Smith money man maker.
That was a mouthful.
That was
Ron.
horrible. I'm gonna go.
I got you. Four words. Geno for the Greeno. Give me Seahawks -3.
Assist. Let's fucking go.
Good Lord. Mike.
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier in the week. I think this is where we can kind of time a little bit of a top here on the Giants as far as the 6-1 start. I like the Seahawks, and I actually like the under here.
There we go. Butt fumble.
Road team is 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 meetings between the two teams, and the Seahawks are 5-14 against the spread in their last 19 games following a straight-up win. Based off of those two trends, I'm taking the Giants. I'm going to buy the 1.5. I've got Giants covering +4.5. I probably like Seahawks on the money line, but I feel like the Giants remain competitive. Lots of good plays in running backs. Two teams that are bad against the run. Love Kenneth Walker III and like Saquon Barkley in this game.
There we go. Chuck.
All right, so this has to come to an end, right? The Seattle fluke every game they win. They beat the Chargers last week. This is ridiculous. And I think the Giants are really good. I think they got a good defense, and I like Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. And I just think they win it. I think they went outright. Giants money line.
Fair. You happy?
Yeah, I'm same with Chuck. Giants money line. I don't know what we're saying here. Seahawks, they're as fluky as the Giants have been. Giants have a better D, better team. Geno, comes back to earth. Giants money line all day.
Facts.
There we go. All right. Last game of this slate for today. We got Green Bay and Buffalo. I'm gonna make this nice and easy. This Buffalo. Okay. I would take a -20. But we do have an over under 47. We got spread of -10.5. I'm taking Buffalo. Cody, what's good?
I don't know how many times. I'm sorry, JV, you might not have been here a couple of the weeks. Don't know how many times I have to come on here and tell you that Green Bay sucks. Like, this team sucks. Give me all the Buffalo. Green Bay sucks.
I said it last week, and I'll fucking say it every week until it happens. Fade the Packers until Aaron Rodgers gets a haircut. That disgusting ass fucking rat tail poking out from underneath the hat, behind the ears, shit ass cut that he has is clearly detracting from the fact that he even knows how to play football by any fucking means lately. So yeah, until he gets that haircut fixed, the man's obviously not right in the head. Can't fucking run an offense for shit. Give me the Bills by 1,000 points.
There we go, Mike.
Yeah. So this game, of all the games on the slate, has the most suspect fucking line movement. I saw it earlier in the week. I wanted to wait to see if the line came back. It hasn't. It stayed at 10.5. Vegas wants you to take those points. They want you to take Green Bay. This is going to be my other favorite pick of the week here. Buffalo -10, or 10.5. Sorry. I don't really care what the fucking spread is, and give me the over.
Facts.
There we go. Ron.
Yeah, I got Buffalo -10.5. They might, and the over. They might just do the over by themselves. I can see Buffalo putting up 40 or 50 here. So, yeah, straightforward.
There we go. Butt fumble.
Packers are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 road games. The home team is 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 meetings between the two teams. The under is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings, and the under is 4-0 in the Bills' last 4 games overall. I like Buffalo on the money line. I'm not touching the spread, but I am considering the under in this game. I actually think the defense of the Packers is better than people think. I think this becomes a big run game more than anything else. Anytime touchdown for Gabe Davis is a player prop I'm looking at, but I like Buffalo on the money line as my main bet and considering the under.
There we go, Chuck.
Yeah, this is Buffalo all the way blowout. The Packers are just terrible. I don't really got much to say about this game, but I just love Buffalo this week.
There we go, Yappy.
Give me Green Bay on the money line. I think
You're an idiot.
So overplayed and stuff. They're just
Kid
gonna run
hates
it
money.
around.
You just fucked our bet by calling him a fucking idiot, Mark.
Bills lost to the Jags last year. Bills are gonna lose to Green Bay.
Wait, who did I call an idiot?
No, that was me.
That was
That was JB.
I was like,
even worse.
I was like, how the hell? What did I say?
Yappy literally has like a losing money kink. Like the kid just fucking hates winning bets.
We got 55 minutes. I want to hear your 2 best bets. Cody, what's good? And then text them to Cody. Cody, what's good?
Okay, I got.
Wait, did I not go to Mike? Mike, wait. Did I not go to Mike?
You did.
You did. You were good.
You just did the crying emoji. I thought I skipped you. Cody, what's good?
Okay, we got even money. We got a -120 bet and a +120 bet. -120. I have a 6-point teaser on Dallas and the under, so I'm getting it Dallas -4, under 48.5, -120, and then I have CMC anytime score +120. 2 best bets.
There we go, JB.
I'm going slightly juiced odds because today I'm in the mood to win bets. I'm going Devontae Adams over 6.5 catches -127. And then I'm going the New Jersey Devils to win in regulation -135.
Unbelievable. Mike.
Sorry. Bills 10.5. Give me that, and then give me the Raiders. Sorry.
There we go. Make sure you're texting these to Cody, by the way. Ron.
Give me Arizona +4, Commanders +3.
There we go. Butt fumble.
We risk our 11-2 best bets record, which is clearly the best in this group with today's picks. But here we go. Carolina at Atlanta, under 42.5, minus 140 after I bought the 1.5. And I'm taking Matt Stafford over half an interception at minus 135. Follow Butt Fumble Sports, putting out content and sports bets all week.
There we go. Big facts. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Butt Fumble. He puts in more work than the rest of us combined.
He actually makes money.
And also, you know what? Listen, like, you cash tickets. I respect the fuck out of that. But all this juice you're fucking putting on your bets all across the line, don't make it seem like it's like you like. I can't.
I fully agree. Like, put some respect on your name, but like,
yeah, he
not
cashes
as much
tickets.
as
Like,
just
respect
taking
that.
regular lines. Not
But
bad.
it's like, he's like, I like the Bills money line on this one. I'm like, really? We all do.
Chuck, give your two best bets.
Hey, two best bets. I love this. You can same game parlay it. DeAndre Hopkins 1+ touchdowns. You run it back with Herb Smith 1+ touchdowns. Degenerate Nation right here.
Love it. Yappy, what's good?
Devontae Parker over 29.5 yards and Giants money line.
There we go. And I'm going to go Lions plus 3.5 because I will be homeless if that doesn't hit. And I'm going to go the Cardinals and Vikings over 48.5. With that, Travis Etienne is also the greatest running back in the NFL currently. 21 carries, 152 yards rushing. He is destroying Denver currently, even though the Jaguars are still down, but they are in the red zone. But with that said, guys, that's been a great week 8 of NFL Paper Handicappers. We may do a space tomorrow for the Monday night game or one for Thursday. We'll see. But appreciate you guys all tuning in. Let's make some fucking money today. I want to see some fucking screenshots after this of people actually winning some guap. Okay. So we got DeAndre Guapkins. We got all the guys today. Let's see some big money coming in. Let's see the boys take home some big dubs. Okay. These bills don't pay themselves. Let's get it, guys.
Let's get it. Let's make some money.